upstairs.
I at least separated from it was a big one outside. I at least put it in smaller ones to survive.
Yeah.
I have a Gerber daisy that'll be about 2 years.
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, we're online. We're on. Okay, right. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back, Rebecca and Danny. And good morning to everyone who's watching us online as well. So, how is everybody doing today? Good.
I'm disappointed it's not 60 degrees again.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yesterday it was warm, and now it's snowing, flurry outside. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So for Rebecca and Dan, since the beginning of this year, I've been focusing on the healthy mind and the process of how to get our mind healthy again. And I think we have had a few sessions on YouTube, and I don't know if you've watched those sessions or not, but I just wanted to recap the 4 pillars of a healthy mind, so that you know what we have discussed in the past few lessons. So to have a healthy mind, there are 4 pillars according to the research. So the first thing we need to have is awareness of what's going on in our mind, awareness of our thoughts, and then we have to have good connection. The second pillar is good connection. So it means that you have to have a healthy connection to the people around you, or even with your pet, right? If you have healthy connection with your pet, that helps you to have a healthy, calm, peaceful, and happy mind too. The third pillar is insight. So once you have awareness of your thoughts, awareness of your connection with your surrounding, what insight do you draw from that? So you develop insight. An insight is like an understanding of what you have learned, right? It could be good insight, it could be bad insight. And an example of that is like all of a sudden you have a moment, you say, it's an aha moment or it's an oh no moment with the same event that happened to us. So the aha moment is kind of a good insight moment, and the oh no moment is a not very good insight moment. Okay, and then finally, the fourth pillar of a healthy mind is, what's that? Purpose. Yes. Yes. So
it's the only one I remembered.
Yeah. Do we really know what our purpose is in our lives? You know, a lot of people go through lives and have not found their true purpose. They may think that this is my purpose, but in the end, they still haven't found their true purpose in life that really make them flourish and happy and be at peace with their lives. So that was what we were talking about. So those concepts help us to guide our practice. You know, do we really have awareness of our thoughts at all time yet? Do we have good connection with others yet? Do we have good insight about what is happening to us and to other people around us? And do we have found our true purpose in life? And if we can answer those questions, then we know what we need to do, right? Okay, so if you answer the first question, do we have awareness about our thoughts? Yes, we do, and we do not. No, it's not always, right? Sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. So meditation is going to help us to develop that awareness at all time, which is not easy to do. Yeah. And then do we have good connection with others? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And so the more awareness of our connection with other people, the more we know whether we have good connection or bad connection. Where is the balance? Do we have more of the good or less of the bad? Or do we have more of the bad and less of the good? And how do we improve that connection and make it like more good than bad? The same with insight. If you know exactly how much good insight you have and how much bad insight or not so good insight, how do you develop that? And purpose also. So here is where meditation comes in, right? Because we know that the practice of meditation is the practice of awareness. So the first step into having a healthy mind. And if we practice meditation, we can develop, we can change our behavior. It goes from having awareness and then having awareness of the thoughts. And if we have awareness of the thoughts, that leads to awareness of action. And we can change our action to have good results, yeah, good insight, and then purpose. So that's the summary of what we were discussing from over the last couple of months. Today, I want to just go into how to use meditation to help people or ourselves have more of, not only aware, but also accumulating, developing more of the good emotions. So we're going into emotions now. More of the good emotions, because emotions affect our mind, right? Good emotions lead to a healthy mind. Bad emotions lead to not so good mind. Okay, so our mind is another organ, and it's just like the physical body. It can get sick and it can get healthy. Now, a lot of people think about having good health is about having good physical health, but they don't pay attention much to the mind. So having good health, we need to have good, healthy mind to start with, because the healthy mind leads to the healthy body. And today I choose the topic of grief because, like I had shared in the past, that I picked the topic based on what I see in my daily life when I, come in contact with people, with patients and with friends. And since I started to practice functional medicine, I started to find out more about my patients. Not just when did your symptoms start? Okay, when did your joint pain start? That is how traditional medicine is. I was trained that way. Take a history of the symptom, go and say, when did it start? What affected your symptom? And how do you deal with it? What relieve it? What makes it? But with functional medicine, I learned that disease didn't just start on the day the symptoms started. The disease started many years, maybe way into the childhood. So then the visit with my patient now are longer, because I started to say, tell me more about your life from the day you were born. And literally, I have not had a patient who had no trauma. No trauma. Every
Yes.
single new patient of mine who I go back to childhood have had trauma, and some have. I mean, I just thought
When you say
listening
trauma,
to the
what do you mean? Like,
trauma, stress,
abuse?
you know,
Abuse. Probably
any,
complex
yeah,
trauma, where
yeah,
it's just continuous.
right.
Have you heard of
So-
the ACE test?
The ACE test,
I can tell you.
yeah, you can tell me then, yeah. So, but now research shows that stress or trauma leads to diseases. Okay, physical disease and mental disease. And if we don't take care of that, we cannot heal a person. You know, how much, it doesn't matter. I mean, in psychiatry and in other specialties, doesn't matter how much prescription you give the patient, you are not going to cure. You just put a bandage on the wound, suppress the symptoms, but you don't get to the root cause. And we have a very close friend who lost a wife suddenly, well, rapidly, right? Not sudden, quite rapid, within 6 weeks. And it had been a year and a half, but he is still grieving. And he's still grieving, and he got stuck in this stage of grief. And I know I talked about grief before, is it once or twice? But who remember the 5 stages of grief?
I think, yeah, anger.
Anger is
denial,
1, yes. Denial is 2.
Acceptance.
Acceptance is the final stage. Depression, yeah, or sadness. And bargaining. I think people, yeah, bargaining stage is what we tend to forget.
That's like the first
But
one,
now we talk about grief. It's not about losing loved ones. It's about loss. And you can lose a pet. You can lose something that is very dear to you. For example, you know, I have a pendant that was given to me by a friend who passed away of cancer. This was way back, I think, into 1990s, early 2000, and I wore it on my body all the time. And then a couple of months ago, for some reason I think the chain got loose somehow, and I lost it. One day I came home from work, and the what you call it? It was hanging, right? The chain was hanging loose, and luckily I still have the one that my mom gave me. That my mom gave me this one from the age of 15, and I have been wearing it. It's the pendants of a Buddha, a Bodhisattva, but I have it on my body ever since I was 15 years old. So I've been wearing this for 40 years, 41 years. But the same with that pendant. I've been wearing it since 1990s until now. And I came home, and this one was hanging on, and this one was, I don't know how it happened. Just couldn't figure out how it happened. I lost that pendant, and I was just hanging on to it. I was just like, a part of me was gone. My connection with my friend, she was always here with me, and now it's not there. And I still think about that. So tiny thing like that has very significant emotional impact on you. You can go through grief. You look for it. And I don't think, for me, I don't have anger or anything. I felt sad. Not depressed. I felt sad, like I've lost something. Have I got to the stage of acceptance that I've lost that one? Slowly, I think, because I still wish I still look where could it be? Where could it be in the car? And so, but yeah. But the thing is, if we cannot get over that grief, you know, then you get stuck in that emotion that is not healthy for you. So when you get into a stage, an event, or something that gets you into a not so healthy mind, how do you get yourself out of that? Is what I would like to discuss today. How do you get yourself out of an unhealthy mind state? So this is where meditation again is a great tool to help you to get out of that, I think. And I have to practice that. I have to practice that whenever I have an awareness that I have some not so healthy emotion going on, I return to myself and examine the situation and, you know, bring the awareness into what's going on in the mind, in the thoughts. Why am I stuck in this? You know, why can I not get over it? What is it? And when I do that, the concept that helps me to get out of that is the concept of emptiness. Emptiness to me is not that no meaning. It doesn't mean that it has no meaning. But emptiness here is that things. For example, if you have something, emptiness and impermanence are the two things that help me to get over that unhealthy mind state, right? Why do they help me personally? Number one, impermanence concept helped me because I said, okay, I know I'm stuck in this unhealthy mind state, but I know it won't last, okay? Because nothing is permanent. So I know it's not going to last, and I could tell myself, be patient and wait for it to go. So wait for it to go. And I think if you wait long enough, your body just go through things, and then your mind and emotion also constantly changing. So then eventually you get out of that state. And when I patiently wait, what do? I use meditation and just come back to my breathing, right? So, and then I start to take deep breath in and out, and that naturally changed me, right? Naturally, it's going to change me and make me calmer. So that's impermanence. But the other concept that helps me also is the concept of emptiness. And this is more like a deeper meaning of the emptiness words. It's not what's the contrast, right? Contrast or no, when you look at thing and there's a
comparison?
No, no, I forgot. Yeah, so that when you look at one thing, let's say there are two sides of that thing, or
Like different sides?
yeah, two different meanings,
Yes,
two different.
I think it's what you said, isn't it?
It's
Contrast?
yeah,
Is that what it is?
no.
Like
Context.
In the context, but
Context.
I oh my God, what's that word where there's a deeper meaning to what that thing is. So okay, like yeah, when you look at things in more depth, what's that word that describes that process? But I forgot now. My English. If I don't use it, I lose it.
Well, those
When
of us speak English are having a hard time.
Yeah, but let's say, okay, emptiness, the immediate meaning of emptiness is nothing, right? But this emptiness concept to me is, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. Okay, like in terms of emotion, like I feel sad, but the sadness, yes, there is sadness there, but there is no sadness. It's deep. Okay, there is loss there, but there is no loss. But when we look into that a little bit deeper, okay, I know I'm in this stage of sadness. How do I get out of that? So I look at that sadness as what it is. We know what sadness is, but is there sadness? Because of the constant changing of events. Okay, what makes sadness? What makes the chair? What makes the chair?
What makes the chair?
Yes.
What makes the chair? Like the metal?
Yes, the metal, the fabric, and everything. So the chair is that. But if you look deeper, the chair is not the chair. So sadness is not sadness. The chair is there, but one moment is there, the next moment is not. So it's a very deep concept, but if you understand that, you can get out of that wherever you're in very quick, I think.
You see both sides of it, is that what you're saying?
Right.
So you look at the
Yeah.
emptiness and know that there's another side to it.
I think what I'm hearing is life is short. So like,
Yeah.
No.
you know, we experience grief in a lot of different ways. Like,
Yeah.
a child leaves home and goes off on their own. You know, that's a life change. It's kind of sad. You know, change a job, you retire from a job. That can be kind of sad. Life changes like that. When you sit down and you think about it, hey, life is short. Our lives are short. These things work themselves out. I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that. But things are evolving. So before that chair became the chair, it was what? It was a piece of metal somewhere else, or a piece of fabric. Yeah. And so, if you understand your emotion that way, before your emotion becomes that, what was it before? What becomes it? And what will it become later on? So then,
maybe it's what you meditate on. Is that what?
Yeah.
What you think on, what you meditate on, kind of makes it what it is.
Right. So I think when the concept is that, okay, it's there but it's not there. It's sad but it's not sad. It's happiness but it's not happiness. That kind of. It's a bit deeper, but at least for me. Yeah.
Well, so you're also talking about attachments, right? So
yeah,
you can't be too attached to the things.
Right. So the emptiness concept helped me, at least, from not being too attached to things. Like if I'm too attached to the pendants that I lost, I would carry on feeling sad, and like I'm missing something. But if I look at if I think about the pendants as like it's there but it's not really there. So now it's not it's a bit deep. Yeah.
It's like calculus or physics is what this is.
Yeah, I know.
There, but it's not there.
Yeah, it's there but it's not there. So what happened when it's not there? You know, it's there, but it's not there. But it's not there, but it's there.
Yeah.
You know, so when it's not there, it's still there.
Wow.
That's the.
You did lose me a little bit at some point.
I know I may be losing everybody
I
who's
think maybe
listening
part of
to me,
what
but
you're saying too is that you don't want to hold on to your grief, nourish your grief, and have it become
yeah.
a life of its own.
I think
And
we
that
should
we know
Yeah.
people like that, right? I mean,
So
I have some of my family
yeah,
where John that had a job loss, and yeah, he's still unemployed after 6 months. He can't seem to let go. Can't seem to get on with his life. So that's a hard thing
yeah.
as a parent to watch that.
It's
I feel like with life and everything that I have, I always feel like you need to live with everything you have, me willing to lose it all. Even if
yes.
it's like you don't hold on to
Right,
anything.
right,
Because
yeah.
everything is
Yeah, like I said, the concept of emptiness is that you can live with when it's there, and you can live with when it's not there.
exactly. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, but that thing is there and it's not there.
Right, it's
Yeah,
there,
but
but it has no. It's not there mentally.
Yeah, right.
In your head, digging,
Yeah.
roaring in there.
Right. So it's I mean, let's take the loss of a spouse. You may think you've lost your spouse, but you don't. Your spouse is still here in energy form. So why are you grieving, right? Why are you grieving? And grieving is a normal process, normal emotion of the human beings, and we should be allowed to go through that. But it won't become a problem. And in medicine, we call it pathological grieving when it carries on too long, and then it affects the person's life and the person's health. That is when grief becomes pathological and is not healthy. But grief is a normal, healthy emotion that everybody goes through. What we talk here is that, what we are talking here is, how can we get ourselves over that grieving process quicker and develop a healthy mind. Some people get over grief very quick. Why? What tools do they have? What mindset do they have? What thought process do they have that allow them to do that? And some people have prolonged grief. Like in medicine, grief lasting for more than a year is pathological. And
well, I think the answer to your question is hard is something more than
no, I mean faith plays.
Yeah.
But our dear friend is a person with strong faith, very strong faith. He's a pastor. He
Now, who's
he
this?
helps. You don't know him, but
okay,
yeah,
okay.
but
Okay, I see.
but even with strong faith, he's still getting stuck in the pathological grieving process for more than a year, which is not very good. But so with that, let's practice some meditation. Okay, again, don't forget that meditation practice is the practice of raising awareness, and you can use your tools, which is the breath, to calm yourself down first. Get yourself into a very settled, peaceful state, and then you can go into examining your thought process, your mind. Okay, so I would invite you to, make sure your position and posture is comfortable, so that you don't get distracted by the discomfort, and start taking deep breath in and out. So return to this present moment and return to your breath. Take deep breath in and bring the awareness to your breath, so that when you breathe in, you know exactly how you breathe. Whether it's slow or fast, whether it is with great effort or just with little effort. And you follow your breath in and out, making sure that your out breath is longer than your in breath. And just let it be. Enjoy every single breath that you take. And in this present moment, let's try and give all of your focus to your breath. Guiding your mind to focus on your breath. Knowing where you are, knowing what you are doing exactly in this present moment. In this present moment, we are returning to ourselves, to get to know ourselves better. Breathing in, we know we are breathing in. Breathing out, we know we are breathing out. We even know how our chest rises and falls. We know how our belly goes in and out with our breath. In this present moment, we are exploring our physical body as well as our mind. How do we feel with each breath? What do our bodies tell us? Continue to follow your breaths in and out, feeling the air that comes through your nose and enter your set of lungs. We come back to this present moment to examine our mind and our body. Oftentimes during the week, we are too busy coping with life activities. We don't have the moments like this to be truly with ourselves. In these moments that we return to ourselves, we have more awareness of what our needs are to be at peace. What do we need to be at peace? Sometimes the needs that we need are very simple. It could just be a few seconds or minutes of tranquility. It could just be the need of stop trying. It could just be the ability to let go and be with the present moment. With our awareness, we understand that we have to have certain needs to avoid stress. But sometimes chasing those needs can create stress. So letting go and stop chasing help us to return to being solid and focused. In this present moment, when I have the clear understanding of who I am, what my emotions are, I can have more control of my action, and I can see clearly my purpose. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Hopefully by now you'll be more settled and more in tune with yourself. I invite you to now focus on your thought process. You can look back at what's been going on in your mind in the past week. What have been on your mind a lot? In everyday life, we constantly have worries and goals that we set out for ourselves. But what is the utmost important thing in your mind? Once we realize and recognize that thoughts that have been occupying our mind, do we know the reason why? Why did that thought surface so often? If we go back and examine that thought process, can we recognize whether the thoughts are healthy or unhealthy for our mind? If the thoughts are healthy for our minds, I would say that's good insight moment. And if the thoughts are not healthy, let's ask ourselves the reason behind it. And if we know the reasons, are we able to examine that reason and let it go? or work with it. So that it will no longer occupy our mind. With this process of examining our thoughts, anxiety may surface. When you feel like that, return to your breath and take deep breaths in and out. Your breaths will help you to stay in the present moment with the thought process. And once we feel comfortable in that unsettling thought process, we are more able of letting it go. It's like I see you as the reason for my discomfort. I'm learning to be with you for what it is. I'm learning to let you go like a cloud. With my awareness and with the help of my breath, I have control of my own health and well-being. I can make good choices. And I choose to let you go. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. For the next few minutes, I'll let you all meditate in silence. with the next few breaths, I invite you to return to this present moment, return to this room. Start paying attention to your physical body. You can move your hands and feet and move your legs if you like. And open your eyes. So that is about half an hour practice, but to me it feels like only 15 minutes. Yeah, it went by quite fast. So how's everybody feeling at the end of that session?
Much better.
You feel better? Yes.
I like the group meditating is just so much different.
Yes. Yeah.
Than individual.
Yeah. So one of the sessions I guided, we talked about coherence and magnetic field. So like our bodies are just energy, really. If you think about the physics of things, so everything comes down to an atom, right? Everything comes down to an atom. Everything that we are made up is made up of atoms. And the atoms, they oscillate all the time. They don't stay still. They oscillate all the time. So that create currents. Even our heart is an electrical organ. That the EKG, you see that electrical currents all the time. But it's not just the heart. Our lungs are like that too. Our
Sometimes
brains. That's why we have EEG, right?
Here's electrical, doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the connection.
Yeah. So the EEG measure the electrical currents in our brain, right? And when you have electrical currents, you have magnetic field. And so science showed that our magnetic field is about 4 feet.
A bubble. Our personal bubble, right?
4 feet diameter. Right? So like my magnetic field will affect Dan and Hal. And so Dan's electric field will affect me and Rebecca and so on. So if we carry, kind of bad emotion, bad energy in here, we are going to affect the people around us. They absorb that. Now, coherence is when the electrical current interject, right? They come in together, and if there is harmony, what happens? It's a beautiful thing. It rises like that. So, but if it's not, one up, one down,
Zero.
meet together, zero. Okay, yeah, that's called coherence. That's in physics, right? But
I like the biology.
yeah. So that's that. If we understand the basic, of phenomenon, we know why things happen, right? So if we're not on the same level of energy, we won't be able to understand each other, right? Yeah. So we need to get to the same level. Now, if one person, like I said, in marriage or in any friendship, it's the same. You come together, but then later on you fall out of friendship. Why? Because your energy we constantly change, and then the way we changes our energy and purpose too, and then that's why we fall out of love, or we fall out of our friendship. And how do we mend things?
We hug.
No, but hugging, hugging helps. There's science to the hug too. If you look at the science of the hug, hugging is very healing for people.
That's why I came in and hugged you. I was like,
Yes.
I'm getting a hug.
Yes, yeah, hugging is very healing. But if you keep hugging, but you're not on the same level,
And then personal
then you don't want to hug,
Then you get slapped.
right? You don't want to hug. I don't want to hug. but that is beautiful thing.
You
Yeah.
talk about personal experience being married.
Yeah. So
No, I can
yeah.
That's all.
But if you think about it, it's all work. We always have to constantly work. Meditation is work. Meditation is a practice and it is work. Yes. So if we don't work at meditation or we don't work at mending our relationship, it's not going to be mended. Yeah. So anyway, with that, let's stand up and stretch ourselves a bit because I imagine that we get stiff. As I get older, I get stiff.
Like, you don't have any young chickens here. Spring chicken, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then we can do a few circles of walking too. So let's take. We'll wait for Rebecca to come back. So.
Walking meditation with me
Huh? Meditation with Kleenex. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but it's 30 degrees out. Snow flurries a while ago. It was dark.
Mm-hmm.
Out here this morning, the sewer feeder was completely empty, so the birds are hungry. The seeds are going down too.
What kind of animals you have that hit that thing? Birds and squirrels? Or?
I think hopefully just birds, but that's the second feeder or third feeder sewer feeder I put up. The squirrels get on there and they like break them, so they fall on the ground. And they can just. Well, it looks like those hooks are kind of listening.
Wait for me. I'm like, I gotta hurry.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah. So let's take a few deep breaths and stretch ourselves. Yeah. Deep breath in, bring up our arms up, and then breathe out. Release your arms. Deep breath in, bring your arms up and stretch, and slowly breathing out. Put your arms down. One more time. Deep breath in, lift it up, and then breathing out, bring down your hands. And then breathe. Now we bend so we can stretch our back. So deep breath in. And then after you breathe out, you bend down and try and touch the ground. If you cannot touch the ground, you touch your leg. Okay. So you get some support and then you can just slide your hands down your legs. And then breathe in, you go up to your knees like this. So you straighten your back. And then deep breath in, you go back down. And then deep breath in, actually out, right? Now in, you go all the way, rise up with your hands, and then breathing out, you put your hand back down. Okay, so like just a few times. Okay, breathe in, and up, and breathe out, bend down to the ground. Breathe in, raise up to your knees, hands to your knees to straighten your back, and breathe out, going back down. Breathe in, go all the way back up with your hands together. And breathe out, hands down. Again, deep breath in. Breathing out, bend down. Breathing in, straighten your back. Breathing that out, go back down. Breathing in, all the way, rise up and stand up. And breathing out. You're getting dizzy? Okay, yeah. Now we can
It's not
swing.
fair, 'cause we have to go down lower.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys are closer to the.
Now you can swing like this as you take deep breath in. You can swing fast or slow. It doesn't matter, but it will kind of help your lower back this way too. But you get some exercise on your upper back, and you can turn your head as you swing. This one is very, very helpful. Get the circulation going, okay? And how about swinging this way? Okay, like this, like this. Okay, so like this one. So deep breath in, like this, in, out, in, out, in, out, right? Out. Yeah. So when you feel frustrated, you can do like this.
That's right.
You're all day long. With you.
Yeah, swing, hit the air, hit the air.
That's how she's so skinny and
Yeah, okay. But this one in Vietnam and in China, the elderly people, they do this a lot because it's simple, right? But it keeps them healthy. Yeah.
So when you turn down, the more like bumps on you pump the blood to the head.
Yeah.
That's what my mom was saying.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Think about
But you feel your
snap the ears down, you pump
I
the
have
blood
to say,
out.
hearing that sound come from me is kind of cute because it's so tiny.
yeah.
Noise is so loud.
But it's simple movement, but
yeah,
you feel
Well, those are smart, so.
yeah. If you do it long enough, you feel like the whole body is working because your calf muscle, your thigh muscle, your arm muscle.
I think it's on my calf muscle.
Yeah.
at the moment.
Right?
Yeah.
You feel your calves. It looks simple, but it's very effective. Okay, that's enough of that, I think.
A little bit loud too, isn't it?
Huh?
Oh, wow, yeah.
A little bit, yes, yeah, yeah.
I do feel it.
Do they
Yeah.
do that on concrete too, or just in like ground or anywhere?
Yeah,
Anywhere.
anywhere, in the bedroom and anywhere, but swinging, but it's very effective. My dad is 86, 80, going on 87, but he does that every single day, 2 or 3 times a day.
How long?
How long?
As long, the first time he tried to do it, he tried to do a thousand in one go, and then he said, oh, afterwards his legs hurt, so he does it like a few hundred times a day.
I
But
don't even want to count that high each day.
yeah, like 1, 2,
Also did
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 100 times is less than 5 minutes, right? Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But he does it, and that keeps him healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Okay.
got that. I already like that.
Yeah. Let's we'll do a few round of walking meditation. Okay. So.
He smashed his toe like really
Oh.
good.
Yeah, I can
It's disgusting.
give it a try.
There's
Give it a
chairs.
try. Okay.
You
You can fall
you
out.
walk slow. Walk slow and take deep breath.
Okay.
Yep. Just very slow. Yeah, and keep going. Yeah. I'll just ring the bell occasionally. But take deep breath in and out and try to bring your awareness to your posture, to how your feet land on the ground, how your back holds up. So again, bringing the awareness to the present moment of how you feel, what you think. So meditation is not just about sitting down in one place and be quiet and emptying out the mind. I think the good meditator is a person who is always aware of what's going on in the present moment throughout the day. So for example, if you boil a kettle, you know you're boiling the kettle. And you know whether or not you're happy in that moment when you boil the kettle. In everyday life, we constantly go through motions, doing one thing after another. But do we know how we feel exactly in that present moment? I'm walking with happiness rather than just I'm walking. I'm walking with gratitude and gratefulness for this moment of living. And we can walk with deep breathing at the same time. One more circle. Okay. So we just have a few minutes to share the experience for today's practice. So, how do you
Walking
feel?
meditation cleared my sinuses.
That's good.
I can breathe again.
I think for me, it was just cleansing to hear about, going through the process of grief and, the stages that you focus on, moving through those stages.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Yeah, and sometimes, a person can go through more than one stage at the same time. They can, right? They can feel sad and depressed and angry at the same time. I think, in the same stage. Huh? Yeah, yeah.
But I think, at the other end of that, there's beginnings and
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I was thinking about, just letting mind go and stuff. How does the world give us came to mind, and that it doesn't matter where you live, what career you have. That's why I said I try to live like this, because if you don't, you're gonna have.
Yeah,
I like that thought, because really the most important thing isn't what you do for a living, it's the people in your family.
Yes.
And not just family. It's your what I call your tribe.
Yeah.
People around you.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm the most important.
It's funny you say that. But I do think a lot with grief is selfishness, isn't it? I mean, your friend is sad because his wife isn't with him.
Right.
That's kind of like it's what I'm missing, not how that other person is.
I think there's some truth to that. And what I've encouraged him to do is focus on his ministry and helping other people. But I think it's just, it can be sad when you think that there were medical mistakes made. That's kind of where he's at with that. And just listen, his wife's a doctor.
That's the bargaining stage. The bargaining stage. What if I have done this? Would it be, different? What if something else happened? Would it be? That's the bargaining process. If this could have been done, the outcome would be different, and so on.
I think that's so normal with death, though. Like every time, be an animal, person, right? You always think, what could I have?
Yes. And the quicker you go to the acceptance stage and let go, the quicker you heal. Yes, I don't. Everybody goes through grief differently. So, but just to be able to know exactly where you are and how to get out of that is a question, right? You may not always find the answer that will make you happy. You know, like
Life's not about happiness.
Yeah.
Though. We're not here to be happy. You know, we're not here to.
Well, hey, speak for yourself.
You're not here to be happy. Okay, I'm just telling you right now.
What?
No.
First of all, you became a lawyer. Okay, so you are not here to be happy. Because I don't think there's any happy cases.
No, I mean life is full of suffering, but we
Yes.
can learn to be happy. We can learn to be happy because if we don't learn, we end up with suffering. Even people with money and power and status, they get upset, anger. You know, they I don't know, but they're not fully happy, are they? Because they constantly go through all the emotions of life, and life is suffering. Life is suffering. Yes, life is suffering. Yeah.
What I tell the people I work with is like you have to find the little joys within the suffering. And they're like, you know, I'm older and they're young and they're like, wow, really? Like, yes, your life will suck. Find the joy in it.
Yeah.
I don't see
So
it that
that's
way.
learn how to be happy. Yeah. Well, I enjoy the session and coming here every week makes me more focused because it helps me to prepare. Well, when I prepare the topic, it helps me to go back and realize that, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, and then okay, teaching is one thing and practicing is another thing. Okay, and I have a patient who is a psychologist, but why is she sick? And yes, you know, because we know that the mind can heal. Because if you have a healthy mind, you make good decision. You make good decision, and I mean simple decision about how you eat to get nutrition. You know, so when you get to make good decision, then you can heal yourself. Yeah, the body has the ability to heal, except for genetic cases like cerebral palsy that we cannot. But if you are born with a normal body, except for the aging process that we cannot stop, we can actually prevent a lot of illnesses that could happen to us. It's a lot of
better.
Yeah.
Do the meditation.
Yeah. I mean, you've done remarkably well, Rebecca, compared to the years ago when I first saw you. Yeah, and only about two years ago you were not able to handle stress well, and you would
Get sick
flare
every
and
time.
get sick every time you had stress. But now, even if you have stress, you're not flaring. You stop your flares. So
But
see,
it was due to breathing and learning techniques on how to deal with stress.
Yeah.
That really helped because in America we're always gonna have stress. We're always gonna have chaos.
Always,
We're always
yeah.
gonna have that rat race going on.
Yeah.
And the breathing, when you learn to meditate, I think it changes your whole breathing.
Yeah.
Like even your normal breathing.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that helps.
Yeah.
A lot.
It changes your body, though.
I notice when I start breathing faster, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, am I perfect? My husband would say no, but
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, husbands always say
No,
that.
to our face,
Yeah.
they want to live.
Yeah. But I think everybody needs a teacher. You have to find that teacher who will, a mentor, a teacher, and you may be lucky to have more than one mentor. But we all need a mentor. I think even like in our culture too, we think monks are teachers, right? And they are spiritual teacher, but each monk needs their own teachers too. Yeah, no one become good without a teacher, but you have to find the one, not just like Hal was mentioning about Matt, for example, his son. I mean, we can try and give him advice and everything, but for him, there is a person out there who would suddenly open up his mind and then make him understand. But it's the process of finding who that is.
Yeah.
But you have to be open to go and find, because you can't expect for that person to come to you. You have to be on the search, I think. And faith comes in, if you know you're finding and you're asking for help from God or whatever, then you won't get help. But if you don't have, I believe that if you don't have that intention, it won't come to you.
So he's just hoping.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
so if you are,
It's his birthday today, so I'll find out.
yeah, so if you have the intention to learn, then the opportunity will come. Yeah. If you're open to learn. I mean, if you're not open to learn, no matter how many teachers come into your life, you won't learn. Yeah, the drive and the intention. Not give up. Yeah. Anyway, but life is a long lesson to me. I think everything that happens in life is a lesson. So now I don't get too upset when something not bad, but something that is not what I want happen. A lot of things in life happen when you don't want it to happen. But
Think everything.
yeah, and then I have to sit back and say, okay, what does this teach me? What value does it bring me? I believe that everything happened in life bring a value to me, and what value is it? And embrace it, I think.
I think a lot of value we get when we go through stuff is to be able to help others
Mm-hmm.
in that, in that same situation or going through something similar.
Yeah.
Just feel like this is how I felt, what I did. Now, whether or not they take that or not, that help or information, it's up to them.
Right. Yeah.
But I always see it as a learning lesson, I guess. And now I'm not perfect, do I freak out? Absolutely. But I see it as a learning lesson. And then I think of how can I use this, or God's got a purpose for it, or something like that. And that gives me hope, I guess. I mean, some people may be saying I'm burying my head in the sand. But no, it gives me hope that there's a purpose.
Yeah.
There's my purpose.
That's it. When you find your purpose in life, then you're just happy. You're just happy doing that. Yeah.
He doesn't like me too happy. Like Tigger. And he's calm. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, I think living with purpose helps us to have a healthy mind, healthy body, and fulfillment. But I think in the research, and I like to use research as the evidence. It's not just my own belief, but it's proven. But the research shows that the biggest purpose that will bring people fulfillment and happiness in life is the purpose of serving others. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. And in order to serve other people, we have to be good first before we can serve. And that's not a selfish need. We need to focus on ourselves so that we can better serve others. So self-compassion is different from being selfish. It's different, and people say, okay, you practice self-compassion, that means you're becoming more selfish, you focus on yourself, everything about self. It's not. We have to make ourselves better first before we can serve others fully.
I think the difference between selfishness and that is that the serving aspect, what you do with that information. Are you just going to sit there and think of yourself and feel sorry for yourself or whatever that is that they're doing, or are you going to serve others through that? And I think that's kind of the difference between the two.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think thank you very much for coming and joining me today, and I look forward to many more sessions together.
Thank you for doing this.
And I hope everybody have a great peaceful weekend, full of joy, happiness, and I wish the same for everybody watching on YouTube too. Namaste.